It wasn't the breakup that pissed me off. It was the emoji she used over my face. Stupid little sunglasses emoji. Like I was a joke. Like 2 years meant nothing. She posted it on her story. Our vacation in Tulum. My arm around her. The beach behind us. And then, bam, just my face blacked out with that stupid fucking emoji. No caption. No explanation. Just that. That's how I found out I'd been erased. 2 weeks before that, she sat across from me at our usual Thai spot and said, "I think we're better as friends." She didn't cry. Didn't flinch. Just picked at her noodles like we were talking about switching gyms. I asked why. She said she wasn't feeling it anymore. That's all I got. 2 years, and I wasn't even worth a real reason. We met at a mutual friend's birthday party. She laughed too loud, danced barefoot, and kissed me first. I thought she was the most electric person in the room. That first year? Unreal. Everything felt alive. Road trips, lazy Sunday mornings, surprise notes in my lunch bag. She made me playlists. She called me her safe place. I introduced her to my mom. She said she'd never felt more understood. Lies, I guess. It started unraveling with small stuff. Canceling plans last minute. Choosing her phone over me at dinner. Saying she needed space, then getting mad when I gave it. One night she stayed out until 3 a.m. Claimed it was a girls' night. I asked who? She got defensive. Said I was being controlling. That was her favorite move. Flipped the script. The week before she ended it, I noticed she posted a picture at a concert. I wasn't there. But I saw a man's arm around her waist in the reflection of her sunglasses. I asked. She said I was reading into things. After the breakup, I didn't tell anyone for days. Just went to work, came home, stared at the ceiling. Then that post popped up. The vacation photo. Our photo. Her smile. My face wiped clean with a cartoon. I didn't text her. I just sat there, phone in hand, heart pounding, wondering how you could unlove someone so publicly and still smile while doing it. A friend sent me a screenshot a few days later. She posted a poll. Should I go back to Mexico this year or try Greece? Underneath, someone commented. Tulum looked so fun. She replied. It was, except I brought the wrong +1. I didn't sleep that night. The climax wasn't rage. It wasn't heartbreak. It was when I realized she didn't care that I saw it. She wanted me to. She wanted me to feel humiliated. To feel like I never mattered. Like I was some random guy she let tag along. And it worked. For a while. But then, slowly, I stopped checking her page. I muted her name. I unfollowed the mutuals who still fed her ego with fire emojis. I started running again. Cooking real meals. I went on a date with someone who didn't ask me about my ex. That's when I knew I was climbing out. Not healed. But breathing. A few weeks later, she texted me. No apology. Just, hope you're well. I didn't reply. Because I am well. And I don't need emojis to prove it. The thing is, I still saw her sometimes. Not in person, just in digital fragments. Her name would pop up tagged in mutual friends' stories. At first I'd tap. Out of habit. Out of morbid curiosity. Then I'd feel that stupid pull again, the one that makes you forget all the reasons you left. She dyed her hair. Bought new clothes. Posted inspirational quotes that sounded like therapy sessions she never actually went to. Sometimes you have to let go to grow. Right. After erasing my face and mocking me with emojis. It was all for show. A curated redemption arc healing, but louder than necessary. She wanted applause for moving on. I wanted silence. I ran into her roommate at a bar. You look good, she said. You know she still talks about you, right? I raised an eyebrow. Really? Yeah. Says she messed up. Says you were too kind. That phrase made my skin crawl. Too kind. As if decency was some kind of character flaw. That night, I opened a draft email. Just to write. Not to send. I wrote everything I wanted to say. That I wasn't too kind, I was loyal. That I wasn't boring, I was steady. That I deserved someone who didn't need to destroy me to feel alive. Then I deleted it. Because closure doesn't come from what you send. It comes from what you never have to say again. She posted another throwback a week later. This time from New York. A carousel of images. I was in 2 of them. Cropped. Blurred. My hand barely visible in one. She tagged the location. Back where it all began. I laughed out loud. Because no, it wasn't where it all began. It was where I started losing myself. And I'm never going back. There's this lie people like her tell themselves, that as long as they aren't cruel in person, what they do online doesn't count. That it's just posts. Stories. Likes. Polls. Nothing with teeth. But words stick. Even the ones typed through a screen. One day, someone sent me a TikTok she made. Some dumb audio about being the villain in someone else's story but the hero in your own. She was lip-syncing. Doing her hair in the mirror. Smirking. I was tagged in the comments. They knew. I laughed. Not because it was funny. Because it was pathetic. That's when it hit me, she wasn't trying to move on. She was trying to rewrite the story. Repaint the ending. Turn me into the forgettable background character. But I wasn't forgettable. I just didn't scream. Emily, the girl I'd been casually seeing, noticed something was off. You keep zoning out, she said one night. Is this about her? I wanted to say no. That I was fine. That I'd buried it. Instead, I said, she keeps trying to reappear. Not in my life. Just in the air around it. Emily didn't flinch. Didn't roll her eyes or ask why I wasn't over it. She just nodded. She still needs you to look. Even if it's just for 1 second. The next day, I opened Instagram and finally blocked her. Not muted. Not ignored. Blocked. Like turning off the tap. And maybe that was the real ending. Not a text. Not a fight. Just a click. She made the ending theatrical. I made it quiet. And that silence? It's mine now. 2 months later, a mutual friend got married. Big outdoor thing, string lights, signature cocktails, the whole Pinterest dream. I almost didn't go. But Emily wanted to, and I figured I couldn't let one ghost ruin a good night. We were halfway through cocktail hour when I saw her. Natalie. She looked the same. Maybe a little thinner. Still wore red lipstick like armor. Still scanned the room like it owed her something. She spotted me. Froze. Then smiled like we'd run into each other at a grocery store and not in the wreckage of our history. I nodded. Didn't walk over. She did. Hey, she said, voice syrupy sweet. Hey. She glanced at Emily. Friend of yours? I didn't hesitate. Girlfriend. Something flickered behind her eyes. She nodded, said, she's cute, and walked off. Emily leaned in. That her? Yeah. She's not even the villain you made her out to be. Just background noise. Exactly. A week later, Natalie messaged me. Seeing you caught me off guard. You seem happy. I'm glad. Really? No ask? No emoji. Just that. I stared at it for a while. Then archived the chat. Not blocked. Not deleted. Just gone. Because some things don't need revenge. Don't need dramatic exits. They just need to be done. And I was. Done with being a memory she used for validation. Done with being the guy she blurred out but still needed in the frame. Done with mourning someone who was never really there. I walked away with no fireworks. Just peace. And that, finally, was enough. Peace is a strange thing. It's quiet, but not empty. For a while, I thought peace meant forgetting. Erasing every trace of her, cutting every thread. But real peace? It's remembering, and not flinching. I didn't flinch anymore. Life filled in the spaces she left behind. Emily and I got closer. It wasn't dramatic. No fireworks, no over-the-top gestures. Just little things. Dinners. Late-night walks. Sunday mornings with her curled next to me reading a book she never quite finished. She never made me feel like I had to perform. Never made me feel like I had to earn my spot. She just let me be. And I started to feel like me again. But peace has a funny way of testing itself. One night, Emily was out of town for a conference. I stayed in. Ordered takeout. Watched half a movie before falling asleep on the couch. I woke up to my phone buzzing. 2:14 a.m. Unknown number. Then another buzz. A picture. It was a photo from our first anniversary dinner. Me and Natalie. Candles. Wine. Her head on my shoulder. She sent it without a message. I sat up, wide awake now. I didn't respond. I didn't even save the number. But I couldn't go back to sleep. She had no access. No handles. No mutuals left. But somehow, she still found a way in. Like a ghost with a skeleton key. The next morning, I told Emily. She nodded slowly. Do you want to change your number? No. That's not the answer. Then what is? I think I need to stop letting her live in my reactions. I spent that weekend going through everything. Old cloud backups. Folders. Keepsakes. Little boxes I thought I might want someday. I deleted photos. Not out of spite. Just because I didn't need to prove I remembered. I burned a few cards. Not dramatically. Just a quiet backyard fire and a beer. And when I was done, I felt lighter. Like I had finally stopped carrying someone else's weight. The real test came a month later. Emily got invited to speak at a conference in Miami. I went with her. Turned it into a mini getaway. We stayed at a beachfront hotel. Ate too much. Laughed until it hurt. One night, walking back from dinner, she stopped by a souvenir shop. On a random shelf, a small photo frame. Blue and white seashells. Emily picked it up. We should put one of our photos in this. And just like that, I froze. Because I had bought the same frame years ago. In Tulum. For Natalie. Emily noticed the pause. What is it? I told her. She didn't get mad. Didn't take it personally. She just smiled and said, Then let's override it. We bought the frame. Back at the hotel, she snapped a selfie of us in front of the water. No filters. No poses. Just us. And for the first time, I realized the past didn't need to be buried to be healed. It just needed to be outgrown. She hasn't reached out again. Maybe she won't. Maybe she finally realized I'm not someone who lingers. I don't haunt. I rebuild. And this time, no one gets to scribble an emoji over my face. Because I'm not erased. I'm rewritten. And I'm finally the one holding the pen.